Hello and welcome to this video on exploring Android Studio. My name is Ankur and let's begin. Till now we have learned how to create a new Android project, build the app, run the app on an emulator and also a physical device. In this video we are going to play around with the code to discover some other features and tools provided by the Android Studio. In the process we will discover what are the different types of files in Android Studio and how these affect your app and what are they responsible for. So let us begin. So the first thing that you should do is go to View on the top in your studio and Appearance and then click on Navigation bar. So what this will do is it will show you the file that you are in and where exactly that file is depending upon the folder structure. So if I see here, by default the main activity.kotlin is open and I can say it is under the app source main Java and the package com iNeuron Android. So likewise, whenever I switch the file name, this navigation bar will change and I can easily navigate through this navigation bar. So whenever I change the file, I can easily navigate using this navigation bar. Okay, so once you have your project open, you will mostly be in the Android view type. And then what we are going to do is first try and change the hello world to something like hello Ankur. So if you see this main activity file, we are using something as a content view. What this means is that this file, the layout activity underscore main, is being used to display the UI. Now if you hold down your control button on the keyboard and click on activity underscore main, it will actually take you to something like this. So this is the visual editor where you can actually drag and drop components and you can build your UI which is shown to the user. Now I can see that hello world is written here. So if I scroll up, I can see that this is a text view here, and if I go down here to the text under common attributes, I can actually change it to hello Ankur. So once I update the text attribute here, I can see that the UI or the dummy UI has refreshed. So let's test it out. So I'll again press this green button here and try to run it on the virtual device. So here we can see that the label has updated. So if you go to the split view mode, you can actually see the code that is written in the XML as well as the UI side by side. So you can see that Android Studio is showing a warning that this is a hard-coded string and it should be extracted to a string resource. So let us click on that. So you can give it any key. The resource name is the key and the value is the text that you want to be displayed. So just click OK, don't change any other thing, and what will happen is the studio itself will replace the hard-coded value with an identifier at the string slash the resource key or the resource name that you have given. Now if you again hold control in your keyboard and click on this, we will be taken to the strings file. So this is the file which contains all the labels and the text that you want to display to the user. Now why we are storing them in strings.xml is to make our job easier when we want to translate these strings. Now more on this later, so let's just test it up again and see what happens. So because the app is running, Studio will ask me whether you want to terminate or disconnect. So just you can select terminate. So you can see nothing has changed. We just moved the value of hello Ankur from the XML file, which is containing the layout activity underscore main, to the strings file. Now if I modify anything in the string file and launch it again, the UI will also get updated to the same. So as you can see here, the UI has updated. Now what we are going to do is, if you go back to your menu in the emulator or the virtual device, you can see that this is the app that we have built and launched. So this is the default logo of Android. This is the app name that we have given, my first app. Now I want to change this app name to Ankur's app. So I can see that the app name is here in the string file already defined. So what I'm going to do is just change it to Ankur's app. Now if you use something like an apostrophe, the string file will show an error. You can either escape the apostrophe using a backslash, or what you can do is you can just enclose the full value in double quotes. Both of the methods are fine and will work exactly the same. So I have modified the name of my app, and let's launch it again. Okay, so you can see that the title of my app has changed. Now if I go back to the menu, I can see that the app name is now changed to Ankur's app. So what if I want to change the logo itself? So for that, what I have to do is I need to go to this manifest folder, open the Android manifest. So manifest, as the name suggests, is the collection of all the items or all the activities, services that are contained in your application. So more on this later. For now, what we are interested in is to change this icon to point to another logo. So for that, first maybe I need to add another image file. For that, I need to go to resource and then drawable. So I have my initials handy. What I'll do is I'll just drop them over the drawable folder, and I will remove this -v24. So let's just go with the flow. I'll explain that later, and I'll press refactor. So now if we see under the resource and drawable folder, I can see there is a logo.png file. And now if I go to the manifest and inside the icon attribute, I type @drawable, I can see I'm getting the logo option. Now, one more thing that we need to do before we test it is to remove this round icon. Otherwise, it will just show the old icon in the menu. So we are ready to test. So let's just install the app again. So it's installing and launching. Now, yes, our app is running. Now if I go back to the menu, I can see that the logo has changed to my initials. This is how our app looks now. We have changed the name of the app, the hello world text, and even the icon. The next thing I want to do is to change the color of this toolbar. This bar here containing the app name is called the toolbar. The darker bar above it is called the status bar, and at the bottom we have the navigation bar. Our task now is to change the color of the toolbar and the status bar. To do that, go to your manifest and control or command click on this theme dot my first app. We can see that this theme is extending the day night dot dark action bar theme. So this toolbar with the app's name is coming from this theme. And if you see the colors, the color of the toolbar is the color primary, And the color of the status bar, the darker one, is the color primary variant. To make things easier, we are just going to reuse the colors and we are going to try to change this to the lighter teal colors already defined in this XML. So I'll just make the color primary as teal 200 and the color primary variant as teal 700. So whenever you do changes to themes or styles or any XMLs, please remember to clean your project so that all the build files are generated again. Let's run the app and see what happens. As you can see, the colors of the toolbar and status bar have changed to the lighter teal colors. With this, we come to an end of exploring Android Studio files. These files, which were auto-generated by the template when we selected empty activity under phone and tablet. We have gone through main activity.kotlin. This is where our Kotlin code will reside. We have gone through activity underscore main under the layout folder. This is the UI which is actually shown to the user. We have gone through strings.xml, which contains the text. We also checked the Android manifest, which contains all the activities, services, and the pointer to the theme used in the application. We also checked out the drawable folder where we put our logo or the new icon for the app. And finally, we checked the colors and the styles in the themes.xml. So these are almost all the files that are auto-generated and the files that you normally work with in your day-to-day tasks. Now all these files and knowledge is enough to get you started on building and learning Android. We are able to create a new project. We are able to compile it and run it on a emulator as well as a physical device. And then we are also able to do some basic changes in the apps and see what different files are meant for. With this, we come to an end of the first section. From the next section, we will take a target app and try to build it step by step. See you there.